Keeping it together, Bree. More humans. Just what?
You needing supplies? I'd stock up a little more.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Until later then.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm alright, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
You needing supplies? I'd stock a little more.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Das will ich haben. Das kenne ich schon.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Das ist eine lebensrettende Fähigkeit. 1200. Но не здесь.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Gut, Nick. Was ist das denn? Hydrosop.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Until later then.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Was ist das denn, Sturmbock? Kriegsführung. Das ist auch ganz nett eigentlich
Keeping it
alles.
together, Bree.
So wie Jägersmann.
I'm alright, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Finesse Intelligenz, gut. Finesse Intelligenz. Finesse Intelligenz. Konstitutionsstärke.
Keeping it together, Bree.
Intelligenz, Konstitution.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Ach komm. Finesse, Intelligenz.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're
Ich
buying.
brauche Intelligenz, Finesse und Stärke.
They don't come visit your ton. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Finesse. Gut, sie auf jeden Fall Finesse. Rüstung für 2
Keeping it
Finesse.
together, Bree.
Hammer Stärke.
I'm all right.
Und einmal
As long as I don't
Intelligenz.
think about it too much.
You're
Gut.
safe among friends. Never forget it.
Нет. Косочек мешает.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
So, Typ.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
War's a brewing, my friend, and I'll stand. Special prices for you, my friend. War is hell, my friend, but it's very good for business. Good luck to you.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
So, 1000 habe ich schon zusammen. Uiuiui. Hier erstmal 4 Perlen. Rubine. 2000 ist schon perfekt. Nochmal 4 Rubine, sind wir bei 2200.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Das Porträt.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Oh, so viel wert anscheinend. Nice. Oh, das wird teuer für mich. Sehr teuer.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends.
Ich habe erst 3000 zusammenkratzen können, das gibt's doch nicht.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't.
So, 5, fast 6000 muss ich
You're
weggeben.
safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
You needing supplies? Or anything more?
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Until later then.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your tunnel, who will?
What'd you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
What the...
How you holding up?
Glad to see you well. Anything more? Until later then.
Voll viel Gold verloren gerade.
Yes.
Was? Ich war gerade beim Schmied die ganze Zeit, bei dem da drüben. Ja, guck mal, was ich alles gekauft habe. Ganz viele Fähigkeiten.
Then don't come
Und Rüstung.
over. Not like you're buying anything.
Ich habe auch ganz viele Sachen verkauft, aber insgesamt bin ich 5000 Gold losgeworden.
Wouldn't you like to
Glad to see you well.
Ich habe ganz viel Gold bekommen, aber gleichzeitig ganz viel Gold verloren. Ich habe zuerst alles verkauft, habe dann was gekauft und insgesamt habe ich 5000 verloren.
Anything more?
Ja, war immer die ganze Zeit so. Ich auch die ganze Zeit diese gleichen Texte von denen. Das regt mich gerade die ganze Zeit auf. Ich möchte so schnell wie möglich handeln. Alter, ich möchte es nicht wiederholen. Wer ist jetzt gerade auch lose? Du sollst
Until
dich...
later then.
Er soll handeln. Er ist der Handelstyp. Warte, ist er überhaupt der Handelstyp? Nicht, dass ich mit einem falschen Charakter die Sachen verkauft habe. Ja, tauschen da. Und zwar...
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Ja genau, deswegen verkauft er die ganze Zeit die Sachen.
Glad to see you well. Anything more?
I don't come visit your tunnel. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
So, welche Fähigkeiten wollte ich von der haben? Winterexplosion, das ist Schnee. Ach, das ist mit Quellenmagie. Aber die Quellenmagie kaufe ich nicht so oft, weil ich da nichts mit anfangen kann.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Boah, der ist also mit seinem Blutfion. Ach ja, ich bin ja Hydrostroph und was? Egal. Und Nekromanten, Mensa mit der Typ. Und Beschwörung gibt's ja auch noch. Oh meine Fresse, gibt's so viele Sachen.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
So, mit der Beschwörung behalte ich erstmal für mich.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
How you holding up?
Oh, ein Kommentar gucke ich mir sofort an. Einen Moment. Ich muss nur kurz bei YouTube reingucken. Moment, ich kann sofort das beantworten oder lesen. Was gibt's denn Schönes?
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Und zwar,
Wouldn't you like to know?
ob der Teil besser ist als der erste, das weiß ich ehrlich gesagt nicht. Weil für mich ist das sowas wie mein erstes Divinity. Den ersten Teil habe ich leider nie gezockt. Aber mir gefällt auf jeden Fall der Teil, der ist sehr nice.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Das wird wahrscheinlich ignoriert, ich werde eingefroren, Beton ist schon ignoriert. Okay. Spende die war. Moment. Na, okay. So, sendet eine Welle der Heilung zu einem anderen.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Das ist ziemlich nice.
Don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I
Starre
don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Das ist auch ziemlich nice, aber meine Charaktere möchte ich wirklich nicht aussetzen lassen. Deswegen ist das nichts. 983 Gold ist viel zu viel.
How you holding up?
Lehne der Kälte jetzt.
Any mood to talk about it.
Ach, das habe ich doch schon. Frostrüstung. drückt unterkühlen auf Gegner. Friert alle verfänglichen Flächen. Okay, Flächen, das heißt, wie groß ist denn der Umkreis?
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Aber
Don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
hm.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Das ist ziemlich nice, die Fähigkeit. Vor allem mit meinem Blutregen. So kombiniert. Eine riesige Eisfläche entsteht.
Until later then.
Das muss ich meine Schuhe angucken. Hm. Genau, das ist das Problem.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends.
Das Problem
Never
ist, es ist für mich
forget
auch gefährlich, wenn ich keine Schuhe habe, die nicht rutschfest sind. Deswegen kombinieren wir die Schuhe
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten
mit den
eggs
Riesennägeln. So. Das heißt, die Schuhe sind jetzt... Ja, Immunität gegenüber rutschend. Das heißt, ich habe da einen riesen Vorteil, wenn die Fläche vereist ist. Von mir aus. Das ist ziemlich... Ich
Keeping
brauche
it
nur
together, Bree?
rutschfeste
I'm
Schuhe.
all right as long as I don't think about
Warte,
it too much.
sind die überhaupt rutschfest schon?
You're safe among friends. Never forget.
Ja, sind schon rutschfest. So. Immunität gegenüber Rutschen, super. Die nicht. Warum nicht? Einmal bitte. So. Sibyl.
Keeping it together, Bree?
Jetzt
I'm
muss ich
all right
aufpassen, nicht, dass
as
ich
long
die
as I
falschen
don't think
Fähigkeiten
about it too
auswähle.
much.
Du kriegst die Winterexplosion.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Du kriegst noch dazu... Was war denn das überhaupt, Leben am Rande? Nekromant, kriegst du auch noch. Habe ich für dich noch 2 Fähigkeiten gekauft? Anscheinend ist dem so, egal. Gut.
Keeping it together, Bree?
Roter Prinz.
I'm all right as long as I don't think
Du
about
kriegst
it
voll
too
den Schub,
much.
weil du voll wenig Fähigkeiten hast.
You're safe among friends.
Deswegen habe ich
Never
keine
forget
Kosten und Mühe gescheut, dir den Wirbelwind zu kaufen. Sturmbock. Blitzangriff. Der komische Schlag.
How you holding up?
Phönixsturz. Und Feind provozieren.
Talk about it.
Holy shit. Und du auch noch. Inventar. Du wirst, und zwar... Erste Hilfe. Für dich ganz wichtig, du stirbst bei mir fast andauernd. Reaktiver Schuss. Genau. Das ist wie Unterdrückungsfeuer. Das brauchst du auf jeden Fall.
Keeping it
Und taktischer
together,
Rückzug.
Bree?
Ja, die Gegner kommen immer zu dir und
I'm
das
all
mag
right
ich auch gar
as long
nicht.
as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Geil. So. Das heißt... Zuerst können wir uns im Ifan. Ifan kann man am meisten Fähigkeiten
Smells
beibringen.
worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped
Und
in a
zwar-
vat of vinegar.
Then don't
Dich können wir
come
wegtun.
over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree?
So, dich tun wir weg.
I'm all right as long as I don't think about it too much.
Erste Hilfe.
You're safe among friends.
Taktisch.
Never forget it.
Das lasse ich erstmal so, unter die Fähigkeit. Die benutze ich doch sowieso nie. Reaktiver Schuss, perfekt. Als nächstes kommst du? Oh, bei dir wird's eine Qual, Alter. Was tue ich weg das nicht?
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Das brauche ich.
Worse over here than a
Das ist
dozen rotten eggs
arschlebensrettend.
dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
So, das braucht kein Schwein. Kontaminierung braucht kein Schwein.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Jetzt habe ich Sturmburg gelernt. Ich brauche Sturmburg nicht, weil... ich habe ja doch... Oh, scheiße, ich habe Geld verschwendet. Ja, doch, dein Schlachtfeldstampfer. Na, egal, 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 egal. Phönix-Sturzflug.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Sorry, aber ich brauche den Phönix-Sturzflug.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat
Oh,
of vinegar.
meine Fresse, endlich fertig. Gott sei Dank.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
East, Marketplace. West, Driftwood Fishworks.
Hear ye! Queen Justinia execute latest news! Fresh from the War Owl! Many a latest, my friend. The war, good for them lizards. Word is, the Divine Order's gonna hit the ancient empire and hit it hard. You remember what happened to the elves, don't ya? Ain't no one left standing when you treat them to death fog. Seven save us. Stabbed in the back he was, by them vile, low-born, treacherous... Kill 'em all, I say. Do 'em like Magister Raymond did old Lady Seaver. That'll teach them traitors.
Sie
I
lebt
mean,
noch.
they doomed us all, didn't they? The son of the Divine is dead. Got... Jolly Justinia, Queen of the... Here's 20 or so noble gentlemen. You ask me, and I...
So, gut, das hätten wir auch geklärt. Ach, verdammt.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
The dog lies there quietly, clearly in great pain.
What are you looking at? I'm sick here. Get lost. Got a pain in the neck. Got a bad pain in the neck.
It flinches. A low, threatening growl builds within its throat. Under the collar, you find the sharpened points of metal rivets, gouging the poor dog's skin. The dog bares its teeth at you and growls. The dog gives you a long, hard stare, but does not bite you. Yet. The dog goes to bite your hand. and then realizes the pain is gone.
Hey, I feel okay. Thanks, woman. I think I'll wander off now. Here, before I go, what can I do to show my gratitude?
Keeping it together, Bree.
Master did.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Huh? Wait a minute. Master hurted me? Excuse me a minute. I'm gonna go now, but first I have a thing I need to do.
He turns to his master.
You bad man, you!
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Penny for a grieving beggar whose dog ran away. God damn it. How's my livelihood? Penny for a grieving beggar? I reckon I'm owed it here. You wouldn't do that, would you? Oh, yes. You would do that, wouldn't you? I couldn't prevail upon you to change your mind, could I?
He gives you a cool look, then rummages in his pocket. He counts the money out and hands it over.
That's your lot. Go on then. Get lost, you freeloader. I'm working here.
Freeloader. Nennt er mich Freeloader. Ja, sagt der Richtige, Alter. Guck mal, was ich noch für geile neue Fähigkeiten ich habe. Ganz viele. Zack. Zacki die Back. Bei der habe ich gar nichts. Jetzt gab es keine Hydroskop und keine Schurken-Sachen für sie leider.
Magister's dropping left and right.
Ja?
Where is it? Where is it? Madam? Please, have you seen a small burlap pouch lying about?
She looks up at you in surprise. Her great greenish-gold eyes sparkle, and she rubs a palm over her smooth head, seemingly confused.
You'd help me.
Tears star her eyelashes, and she begins to weep. She takes your hand.
I know. What a crybaby I am. It's just... you're so kind. It's been a difficult day. The pouch. I really must find it back, or my master will flay me alive. It had quite a sum inside it. Magister Raymond.
Oh.
He bade me take the coins to purchase supplies for his journey, but I dropped it along the way. He's sure to think I stole it.
She tilts her head back and blinks back tears.
I'd never do such a thing. Never.
She reaches out as though to shake your hand, but stumbles, falling a little into your arms. She laughs, embarrassed, and quickly rights herself.
Terribly sorry. I'm not in my proper mind today, it seems.
Oh, ich habe fast vergessen, was ich machen wollte.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Warte, pass mal auf jetzt. Hier ist noch ein Laden. Leck mich am Arsch.
Mate, but what a scowl. Seems to me, have at it. Got yourself situated.
Oh, das sind genau die Fähigkeiten, die ich alle brauche für Lose. Guck mal, wie viel Gold ich noch habe. Und guck mal, wie viel eins kostet. So, das ist doch hier. Er hat erklärt, Fähigkeit Blendestrahl.
dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Er ist ein Schatz, wenn Gegner auf gebildet werden.
Then don't come over.
Das ist eigentlich ganz gut.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Das habe ich schon. Das ist gut. Das ist sehr gut. Nett. Was ist denn? Tausch? Hokus Pokus. Die Position von zwei Charakteren wird getauscht. Eine dieser... Nice. Druckspitze. Löscht Feuer. Sofort. Ich habe noch 1000 Gold. Ich habe kein Geld, ich habe nix.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Lehrt die Fähigkeit Teleportation. Aber was habe ich auf den Handschuhen? Die Handschuhe sind übel schwach jetzt. Ich kann die Handschuhe wegschmeißen. Oh Gott sei Dank, Alter.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Oh, Geomant, das ist für den roten Prinzen wieder gut. Ja. Das ist extrem gut. Aber ich muss das aufheben, bis ich einen Gedächtnisplatz für den roten Prinzen wieder habe. Das ist ziemlich nice.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Was ist das? Boah, Alter. Foilomorph habe ich alles nicht. Oh Gott sei Dank. Ich habe noch 228 Gold.
Yep, yep.
Mhm. Mhm. Ich klaue jetzt alles zurück, Alter. Achso, er hat's ja gekauft. Ich muss da. So, du lernst das Tausch. Du lernst das. Du lernst das. Du lernst das und das. Sibylle, dich habe ich vergessen, Alter. Ich habe vergessen, dass sie was lernen muss. Und zwar, was ist denn das? Auch Heilritual, das ist sehr wichtig. So, und jetzt der Prinz, Alter. Du lernst den noch. So, Sibylle, Fähigkeit. Weg mit dir. Heilritual. Perfekt, Alter, mein Heiler wird immer besser. So. Roter Prinz. Fertigkeiten. Davon möchte ich eigentlich nichts weggeben. Weil das ist alles wichtig. Weil er rennt immer zu den Gegnern ganz lange, ne? Damit kann ich mich sofort zu Gegnern teleportieren und mache so Bodenangriffe mit Feuer. Und... Weißt du, weil die Gegner, die Phantome hinter mir gegangen sind, ne? Mit 2 Blitzattacken. Ich habe jetzt auch die Attacke. Ja. So. Fertigkeitenlose. Segen, weg mit dir. Ich brauche keinen Segen. Tausch Hokus Pokus. Was war das nochmal? Löscht Feuer. Möchte ich dafür was weggeben? Ja, die Wurfmesser. komm, gib mal her. So, die Wurfmesser habe ich weggetan. Boah, jetzt bin ich... Was mir für Los noch fehlt, sind wirklich die Fähigkeiten für Gauner. Sonst habe ich jetzt Aerotalk oder so, wie das heißt. Warte kurz.
Glad to see you well.
You're a delicate one, ain't you? Hope the smell don't drive you off.
Prices are up, and it's your fault.
Gesundheit. So, Charakter. Wie sieht's denn aus mit Lose? Dieberei 2 nur. Das ist nicht gut. Ich brauche mehr Dieberei. Was habt ihr vor? Guckst du mich jetzt die ganze Zeit an? Oh Gott sei Dank nicht. Ah, ich bin jetzt ein Fass. Bitch. Wie hat sie mich entdeckt? Nein. Sie soll mal aufhören, da rumzugehen. Wer guckt denn jetzt mich blöd an? Wer guckt denn hier blöd? Die
Nee, die eine. Die hätte sie ansprechen sollen.
Die anderen rennen auch rum.
Aber nicht so wie sie. Hier, die Frau hier und dann aber ja, du willst im Leben nicht.
Ich bin am Fass. Schlossknacken.
Taschendiebstahl fehlgeschlagen und sie juckt es trotzdem nicht, weil sie mit ihm reden will.
Schlossknacken erforderlich.
Was ist das? Ein Taschendiebstahl? Hast du gesehen?
Als ob ich jetzt...
Ich muss mich wohl selbst darum kümmern. Bestimmt macht die viel Schaden mit dir.
Hey, wieso brauche ich Schlossknacken 3? Wo habe ich Schlossknacken die Fähigkeit? Schlossknacken, wo kriege ich die Fähigkeit für Schlossknacken? Ich dachte, Dieberei wäre das Richtige. Mhm. War Dieberei nicht das Richtige? Na, weiß ja nicht. Schlossknacken. Wo kriege ich Schlossknacken her? Schlossknacken.
Alter.
Hm?
Die Jacke kostet 12.900 Rubel.
Ach so?
Krass, nicht?
Nee.
Wie nicht?
No?
Wenn 1000 um die 15 Euro sind. Doch, das ist schon viel.
Nein. Nein, da.
Achso, ich wollte schon sagen, Junge. Wie soll ich das sagen?
Schlossknacken, Alter, wie Fertigkeiten. Inventar. Nein, was war... Ach, das war Charakter. So, hier. Führung, Vergeltung, Ausdauer, Beschwören, Gauner. Ja, Gauner, Geomati, das Hofjägersmann, Kriegsführung, Schlossknacker, Tauschen, Überredung, Glücksbringer, die Käse, Lehrmeister. Vielleicht Dieberei noch ein höher? Was Schlossknacker gibt's hier nicht, oder? So, Wolf und da für Nein, lass mich in Ruhezwerg, lass mich in Ruhezwerg, lass mich in Ruhezwerg, lass mich in Ruhezwerg, du bist eh langsam. Geh mal weg.
Don't let up now. Keep hauling that cargo.
Lass mich in Ruhezwerg.
Don't let up now. Keep hauling that cargo.
Ja, ich...
Magister Raymond vor allem, ne?
Ja, den will ich irgendwie nicht verärgern.
Die ersten verfangen schon mal. Der 16. September. War es der 16. September? Auch der 16. September, oder? Oder?
Na?
War es der 16. September?
Keine Ahnung.
Wie keine Ahnung. Weiß nicht, was am 16. September ist.
Schlossknacken 3 voll. Ich habe kein Schlossknacken 3.
Until later then.
So, jetzt wird erstmal nicht geklaut, weil ich kein Schlossknacken 3 habe. Ja, leck mich am Arsch, Alter. Knacken, sagte ich. Oh, das sind Kinder.
Hello, Mrs.
The little boy looks at you.
Von
He
dem Hai.
picks his nose.
You be careful. My daddy's a Magister.
Das glaubst du wohl selber nicht.
No, he's not. His daddy's a fisherman like most daddies round here. We're waiting for our friend. He went for a swim. He'll be back soon. He went swimming all the way to Fort Happy. Fort Joy? That's what I said. Fort Joy. He's got to find his mum and bring her back. Cool. How did you know that?
Der doof gelaufen.
Mrs., have you seen our friend Joe?
Ja,
Tell
das
them
Bein.
the truth about Joe. They have to grow up sometime.
What they don't know can't hurt them. Don't tell them.
Kids are resilient. Tell them the truth.
The horror grows on their little faces.
No, that's a horrible thing to say. I bet it wasn't Joe. I bet it was someone else's leg in that icky shark.
She bursts into tears, then looks from you to her and back again, then starts crying too.
Sorry.
After a moment, the crying subsides. Ben and Harriet snuggle into you.
Na, Noah haut auch Möpse dafür. Also ist sich umgedreht.
So where's Joe?
Kuschelt mein Arsch.
They look puzzled, but the little boy seems to accept the idea.
I think we should go home. Come on, Ben. Thanks, lady. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Mr. Lady, Mrs.
Yep, woher Dampfraum? Yeah.
They skip away, still children, but now, somehow, older than before.
Attack on High. Die geben mir Belohnung. Hm?
Never forget it.
You too, Julian. Show him how it's
Hope
done.
you ain't looking for work in this day and...
Ja.
Don't let up now. Keep hauling that cargo. That's
Raspy
it.
gusts of...
Barrels and the chests. On the double.
By the sun. These sacks weigh like lead. It's a disgrace.
Don't let up now. Keep hauling that cargo. That's it. The barrels and the chests. On the double. Go on, you mute sacks of flesh. Put your backs into it. I'll not lose another day to the tide. The Lord Dread awaits. Its sails billow with Dallas's breath.
The Magister stops barking orders. He sniffs the air like a predator, turns to face you, the wolf eyeing the deer.
You do not get to make that decision. That decision is mine. A good day? Let's talk about a good day. Tell me, have you ever been strung up by the hands? Your body swinging like a bell's clapper as your bones are being broken with cast iron rods? Ah, you've met with what's left of Siva, have you? I'm so very glad you're familiar with my work.
He licks his lips. Dry flesh turns wet.
See, I'd like to string you up too. Rack you with rods and leave you dangling over a puddle of your own blood and piss.
His sliver of a smile could rival a rattler's.
Тихо, блин, иди отсюда. Если ты будешь громко, иди.
I'm very good at what I do, see? I don't even need a sword. There was a whiff of something in the air when you approached. A current of filth. That is to say, sauce. Best convince me I was mistaken.
He leans in closer and...
Interesting. So I was mistaken. Must have been ambition I smelt on you, not the magic that dare not... Very well. In that case, we'll forego the gallows and turn straight to the... Seems peaceful here, doesn't it? A quiet day in a quiet town. One wouldn't think, but they do. Consider for a moment the dwarf. What is he? A mule? A beast of burden? But some defy that role. There are rats among them, dancing to their rat queen's tune. I've need of a rat catcher. Of course. I must depart post-haste.
Stay behind? But I've my orders. Same as you. Dallas.
And with that, I must be off. No hard feelings about the death threats, of course. How about we part shaking hands instead of stringing them up? How very... One last thing. The Magisters here are diligent men and women. A stranger like you may run into troubles with them. Should this happen, just wave this piece of parchment in their eager little faces. My signature will placate them without fail. Adieu and good luck. The Lord Dread awaits. The use of the gallows I pass on to you.
Meinst du die Magistrate, die an der Marktplatz da oben waren? Ja, um die brauche ich mir eigentlich keine Sorgen mehr zu machen. Den Passierschein kannst du behalten.
The time has come, my stitched lit lovelies. We set sail. Get on board and man your stations.
Du willst, dass ich Zwerge verfolge und jage, weil, obwohl die nichts getan haben anscheinend.
Ja, aber der hat so eine nette Stimme.
Der hat nicht eine nette Stimme.
Left behind like a dog. Blah. 7 curses upon that shit.
The Magister is rubbing the dirt off his robes, none the worse for wear, apparently, from the blast of magic that knocked...
You! The damn recruit! I'd be whining and dining aboard the Lord Dread if it weren't for you. Your meddling in Magister affairs had better be worth it.
Hey, Schreckkämpfer, gehst zu mir, du Bitch.
Yes, I am very much aware. Wasn't my damned head that hit the floor back there. Now answer me. Did you meet with a Magister caravan on your way into town? The hour's growing late and I'm beginning to worry something might have gone wrong. Bones, you saw it? Out with it, woman! What happened? That means source was used, which means some third party must have attacked first. And I've a fair idea who that might have been. Raymond, that old goat, always suspected there's more to the Driftwood Dwarves than meets the eye. Hate to admit it, but I think he may be right. Too many things have gone wrong along Reaper's Coast to attribute to bad luck. Magister ships sinking, weapons disappearing, and as you've seen, a caravan attacked and destroyed. Rumour has it the Dwarvian Queen herself is behind these acts of sabotage.
Ich kriege pro Satzabschnitt 2000 Punkte. Pro Satzabschnitt kriege ich 2000 EP. Ja. Der hat voll viele Quests, Alter, bei denen ich die abgebe gerade.
There's a local thug, Lohar. He runs an operation out of his hideout beneath the Black Bull Tavern. I suspect this man of being a spy for his queen.
It may be interesting to have a word with him. Find out what he's up to. Where I really want you to ferret around is Reaper's Bluffs, to the west of Driftwood.
It's wild territory, remote and hostile, where I believe the dwarves may have set up a base of operations. Should you find any such place, and better yet, proof that Lohar is working on behalf of Queen Justinia, you will be handsomely rewarded, I assure you. They've always been snakes in the grass.
Alter, ich werde mich auf die Seite der Zwerge schlagen, ohne Spaß.
Half of them are their queen's spies. Her eyes, her ears, her poison-pouring hand. You know what Queen Justinia is like, surely. A tyrant and a master strategist to boot. In that case, go forth and let the hunt come out.
Aufstand der Zwerge. Ich werde mich wohl an die Seite der Zwerge schließen anscheinend. Tagebuch. Alter, so viele Quests. Finde Sahelas Leute. Sahelas Leute. Untersuche Lohar. Eigentlich will ich Verbündete machen. So, ab zur Taverne. Wo ist sie denn? Das war mal leiser, die Kacke. Aber leise, ein bisschen.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think
Okay, dann lass es so, wie es war.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Soll ich wieder ausmachen? Okay.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Elson, my inkwell is dry. Fetch me some more.
Blessings of the divine upon you, my lady. My husband and I were just sitting down for a picnic under the sun. We haven't much to offer, but would you care to join us? Wonderful. Come, sit, there you go, all cozy. So tell me, are you heading to Arks like we are? Nicholas and I wouldn't miss Lucian's Day for the world. Oh, but you must visit the cathedral, please do. The more pilgrims pray for his return, the sooner Lucian will walk among us once more, just like the prophecy says. So come, let us break bread and strengthen ourselves for the journey. We have a
You eat, drink, and have a good time of it with Glory and her husband Nicholas. After the meal, you express your thanks and take your leave.
I will look for you in the...
Greetings! May the Seven circle you and keep you safe. Ah, it's a wonderful day, wouldn't you agree? And with good reason, too. Oh, for isn't it wonderful to look upon so simple a meal, bread and cheese, and be positively overcome with appetite? Why, only a few days ago, I was writhing in pain, having eaten from that rotten fish they dare sell on them, but then a fellow pilgrim passed by, laid his hands upon my feverish skin, and just like that, I was cured. Alas, I cannot say who he was, but I can say what he was. A holy man. A stranger showing kindness to strangers, exemplifying the teachings of the divine. Fills my heart with gladness to know that there are still folks like him to be found, now that our Lord Alexander has fallen.
Oh, Alexander, das tut mir leid. Der ist über mich gestolpert.
May the Seven keep him. May they keep all of us.
Hm? Wo ist er vergraben? Ja, das ist doch der Typ, den ich besiegt habe, der im Schiff dann kaputt lag.
Let it be known henceforth to each and every subject here and everywhere that in the absence of our beloved Alexander, Bishop Divine, slain with malice and injustice by foul sorcerers, as were let fly by the perfidious lizards of the ancient empire, with the aid and abettancy of the treacherous the divine order of Lucian is now led by his son's most trusted intimate and Dallas, Hammer of the Divine, Saviour of the sorcerers, and new The Hammer shall take counsel from her most trusted advisor. Hail to the Hammer, 7 times blessed.
Trusted advisors, eh? Who do you think it is? The Void Dragon, Damien, Leandra, and Orthring?
Deep down, someone like Dallas only trusts herself. I wonder if that new advisor of hers realizes that.
Da ist ein grüner Punkt. Grüner Punkt heißt Questgeber. Hey, du da!
The Magister's back! The Magister's back!
Ja, ich hab geholfen.
She doesn't feel like playing, but...
Yeah. Feel like playing, Alter. Die ist voll kaputt, Alter.
The Meister sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentionables.
Oh Mann, diese Scham.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back into its socket.
Ouch.
I swear by the 7 if we did not have more important matters to attend to.
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to tend to her wounds.
Ja, ich könnte dich heilen eigentlich, aber du willst ja wahrscheinlich nicht.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe. Apparently I had a claw in murdering their darling divine-in-waiting Alexander.
The Meister wrenches the bandage, pulling the fabric tight against her wound. She winces before tying it off in a neat knot, but you can see the red stain already spreading across the fabric.
Never mind that. That I was here the entire time. Apparently my cunning transcends time, space, and common sense.
Meister Siva freezes, her eyes locked on you, her claws mid-swipe, cutting a new stretch of bandage.
Why on earth should I have thought anything else? Not that I was sorry to hear about his death. I doubt my grin helped matters during the interrogation.
The Meister turns to you, her eyes wide with worry.
Oh, pardon. I'm so sorry. How could I have forgotten? Thank you so much. Thank you for rescuing me after they had already strung me up. After they had tortured me for days. After they...
She stops mid-shout, descending into a fit of coughing, wheezing and groaning. She glowers at you as she slowly regains her composure.
Oh, die ist ja voll nett.
If we are quite finished with politeness, there is so much to do. Enthusiasm? On a weekday? My word. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen, Godwoken, but becoming divine requires more than a supernatural pat on the head.
Pat on the head.
Come, Godwoken. It is time to see just how awake you are. Fortunately, the Magisters pay as much attention to art as they do to fashion.
Ich mag die Echse.
Kindly remove that painting from the wall.
What the fuck? Let's go, ich sehe erst, was für eine Maske die hat. Ich sehe erst, was für eine Maske die hat. Weißt du, bei Menschen ist es so eine ganz normale Kapuze, so wie bei Assassin's Creed, bei der ist es so was. Ja.
It really is quite simple. In the corner there's a painting. Remove it and push the button back. The combination to the vault is...
What the fuck?
15R, 34L, 23R, 35R.
Das kann ich mir auch nie im Leben merken.
16L, 33L, 45R, 51L, 1L.
Nein, lass mal. Ich gucke mal jetzt. Vielleicht muss ich das gar nicht aufschreiben. Vielleicht träume ich die Entwickler gerade.
I pray my instructions will not be too technical for you. Your talent for following simple instructions will push the button. Now, kindly...
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite frame a delicate rotary dial. Gleaming under the dim light, the metallic dial almost seems to wink at you.
Die Knöchel knacken lassen und versuchen es mit Gewalt zu... Los, Alter, was ist los mit dir? Die so kann jetzt sein gehen, die der Meister gerne gesagt hat.
Taking your time, you carefully enter the combination.
So wahrscheinlich mich zu trollen.
The tumblers falling within the mechanism let you know you entered the code correctly.
Wie spät haben wir es überhaupt? 1933, leck mich am Arsch, Alter.
Excellent. Follow me. Your time is at hand, Godwoken.
Ich möchte hier das Kampfsystem ausprobieren.
Feel free to look about while I catch my breath. Come speak to me when you wish to proceed. And try not to break anything in the meantime.
Weinfass. Weinfass sind wahrscheinlich sehr teuer. Habe ich Behälter? Na, habe ich nicht. Ich habe alles verkauft, weil ich ein Held bin, Alter. Flasche Wasser. Halt 5 Lebenskraft wieder. Mhm.
Ancient runes, weird contraptions. This place is an Arcanist's dream.
Medusenkopf, was ist das? Das Polymorph habe ich nicht. Egal, behalte ich. Was lesen? Pflanze kann Säuresporen verschließen und Wolken ausstoßen. Das ist ein Beschwörungsteil. Geil. 2 Gold in ein Fass. 2 Gold in ein Fass. 2 Gold. Abhandlung zur Menschheit lesen. Langweilig. Nicht lesen. Ich bin warm. Ich bin ein warmer Bruder. Aha. Aha, aha. Ja. Ja, ja. Beutel öffnen. What?
This again.
Schädel mit Kerze. Beste Kerze. Quellenkugel. Ist einfach mal drinne. Oh, siehst du, muss ich nicht kaufen. Rune der Stufe 5. Ach, Rune ist das. Ja.
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients, thrown together in no particular... After a quick rummage, you spot the blackroot nestled between the... You gather up the blackroot, obsidian lance and ancient bowl, and kick the door of the cupboard closed.
Ach komm.
Lucky find. Nice.
Well now, how's my favorite god woken?
Ivan smiled.
Good find.
As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fade. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel yourself...
Deepest recess of my soul. But it looks like the Hall of Echoes.
Ah, there you are. I've been waiting for you. I was worried you weren't coming. Isn't that just the question? I come bearing a gift. See, look into my eyes. There. Now wait. Wait. Ah. Now speak the spell. And...
There. That's a bit more familiar. So, go on. Pretty fantastic, isn't it? You're a step closer toward becoming like one of them. One of the gods, Losa dear. You can see spirits now. Try it next time you cut some innocent to bits. You'll be able to find out just what their sweet little soul thinks of you. We can't let the other God-woken outpace you, can we? They'll be meeting one of the seven, camping out within their own souls, you know. Shriveled, half-dead gods looking to steal source from their chosen, in exchange for the power to see spirits. That's right, Losa. And don't forget it. The gods are no better than me. They're no better than you, either. They need source. And they're running out of it. Soon enough, there'll be little more than dead, dry husks, light enough to knock down with a puff of air. That is, unless they get help. A better question, why aren't you? The gods passed you over, deemed you unworthy of their attention. To them, you're just a two-bit singer with a parade of unpredictables marching through her head. But that doesn't matter, Losa. I saw something special in you. Something they didn't see. That's enough. You'll be sorry you ever spoke to me that way, by the time this is done. Look what you can do. You can bless. You can see the spirits of the world. When will you believe that all I want is to see you, to see us, succeed? The void itself is hunting down the gods, leeching them in ways I only dreamed were possible. Drop by drop, they drain away, and your path forward becomes all the clearer. The gods have gone into hiding within your fellow Godwoken. They seek to become what we are, stronger together, unstoppable together. But we are far ahead of them already, and I know where we must go next. The Well of Ascension. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? You're smarter than you look. It's a lake, really. A pool of pure source in which the powers of the Seven lie united. The Seven, fools that they are, each gave up half their powers to create the first divine. To bathe in the lake is to become divine. We'll do more than that, though. Feeling thirsty? That's step 3 out of 3. You've still got some ground to tread before we get there. But don't worry. It's for the best. The gods are weak. Weaker than I expected. The void is nearly here. You need to... Then you'll become a god. How does that sound? Forget about them. They're the relics of a bygone age. They'll return to the dust they conjured themselves from. The world needs someone to safeguard it against the void. With the powers of the gods, you'll do a great job. Don't you think? Much the same as it is now. I'll be your advisor. Your helpmate. And in return, you'll ensure my survival in the new order of things. For make no mistake, a new order is coming. Whatever you want. You'll be in charge. You fret so much about others. I do hope one day you'll learn to let go and think of yourself. Let me show you what comes. We'll make our way to the lake, but not yet. Not until you've become a true master of the Source. You'll need to learn. It won't be easy. You'll need to find tutors, masters of the Source. People who can teach you to increase the volume of... Few remain, and the ones who do have been driven to the brink of survival. The Order has made certain of... Still, I have full faith in you, Lohse. You'll find them, and you'll convince them to teach you. Once you have, find me here again. We'll move forward from there. Till next time, darling. Go on. Go on. Scoot.
The Magister is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that. Her face seems grim as she turns to you.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken? Then it's time to smarten up. This responsibility isn't one of the meek, the selfish, or, in your case, the ignorant. No, becoming the divine means taking on the power of all the gods and the responsibility for all the races. The divine was created by the gods to shelter us from the void. The divine cannot use her power for anything else. When you become the divine, there is no more self.
For just a moment, her eyes soften as she looks at you.
It is no small thing to ask, but it is your duty. Without a new divine, Rivellon will die. Very well, then. Let's see if we can't snatch divinity from the jaws of the void. The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl, mix in a little blood, set the concoction aflame, and then inhale the smoke. Ignore any feelings of dizziness, burning in your lungs, or a dire sense of existential dread. They're all perfectly normal. Although you will need to sacrifice a little sauce along. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard. Sauce in the glowing fountain. Ritual in the tome by the bookcase.
The Magister looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
Quite. Mind you, being torn asunder by a Voidwoken would be even more inconvenient.
The Magister points sharply to the ingredients cupboard.
And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare indeed. I'm not hiking back out to the Cloisterwood to fetch you more blackroot.
Opening the door, you see there is no blackroot, but you do find another knife and ritual bowl behind a pickled Voidwoken fetus. The Magister stares intently at you. Her eyes are tired and...
Still alive? Gods above, there might...
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your face.
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
She sighs impatiently as you hack up the last of the green smoke.
You can't channel enough sauce? Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Finding an orc to dance the hornpipe, perhaps? Indeed not. They're never more difficult when you've been purged. I was a master of sauce once, but no longer. The Magisters saw to that. The river of my sauce has been damned. My link to the font from which... So we must seek alternatives. Not get hauled off to Fort Joy or turn into meat puppets are those too dangerous or cunning for the Magisters to contain. Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. Were the circumstances any different, I would indeed agree. However, it is the path we walk, no matter what the cost.
The Meister doubles over in a violent coughing fit, struggling for breath. After a few moments, she regains her composure.
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them. And you do not seem to be paying attention. Sorcerers, evil, controlling your source, saving Rivellon, please. Your focus, your only focus, must be on finding these masters, on finding the secrets to divinity. Nothing else matters. The Magisters have kept ledgers with all known sorcerers, especially the powerful ones not yet captured. They would be an invaluable resource. But do be careful not to get caught. I was their guest for a time, and I promise you the gallows was the most comfortable part of the experience. And if their barracks turns out to be as empty as their skulls, just try to keep an ear to the ground. There may still be...
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic. She hisses in frustration and starts to bind the gash.
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember, do whatever it takes.
The spirit of an elegant elven woman materializes before you. She seems surprised.
You can see me. A god-woken in my presence. I am the Meister's apprentice. I study under her, but I do not learn. I hear tales of the ritual, of what lies beyond. Such wonders, such powers. I decide to pursue. Meister tells me it cannot happen, that I am not god-woken. But in my heart, I know I'm special. No air fills my lungs, only fire. When the darkness falls, I cannot cry out. I leave my life behind with a shameful whimper.
The spirit looks at you regretfully.
It is hard to hear of such power, and not covet it for yourself. I lie to myself and convince myself that I am special. But I am not special. I am dead.
I don't come visit you, Tug, who will?
Wouldn't you
Back
like
for a
to
return? Have at it. Got yourself situated.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Yep.
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
It doesn't make sense. Culprits still at large.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar. If I don't come visit you, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
want you.
Prepare yourself!
Cornered.
I'm ready.
Glory is mine!
I'm ready. Prepare yourself.
Hurts, doesn't it?